Good afternoon, everybody. How are y'all doing? Glad to see you all, see some more new faces. I'm going to do it a little bit differently, our introduction today, because I failed to realize that the center arbitrarily puts new session dates in, and then we get new people, and I just start acting like you've been here the whole time since October, because it's been a progressive elaboration. So I need to kind of scale back and actually tell you who I am, what this class is, what you can expect, to just kind of level set everything, because this is our last session under this format. Oh, she's back. Hey VIP, fellow pirate. Okay, all right. So first of all, I want to give a quick shout out to this lady here, Q, because she's the reason you all are all here. She came to me 2 years ago at Cruise Recreation Center when Damon was teaching the line dance class, and said, I want you to come to my rec center and teach a nutrition and cooking class. It never crossed my mind until she said it. Then I put the program together for here and there, and it didn't work out over there, unfortunately, but here we are, and it's really because of her, so. Can y'all hear me okay? Y'all can hear me okay? Okay, I'm trying to speak out. Okay. So, first, my name is Eni, like anything, Eni Isan Edigi. I'm Nigerian. My name means time. The long version means there's a time for war, there's a time for peace, there's a time for everything. But Eni, that's a brief. I have two first names and a middle name, last name. Last name means long journey. So here's my, I'm going to keep it as short as possible, not to bore you. Here's my abridged story. So, I started my period at 9 years old, and that's very early for folks who don't know. They were very heavy, they were very long, and they were very painful for my whole life. And most of the women in my family was like that, and I was told it's normal, but you can't use that as an excuse to, not go to school, not go to work, that type of thing. Fast forward my younger years, I get to undergrad, and I just randomly gained 80 pounds in about 4 months. Not because I just started pigging out, but for no seemingly good reason, I just gained 80 pounds in 4 months. And my ex-husband at the time, I was just like, am I gaining weight, or is the dryer shrinking my clothes? I really asked him that. I was like, what is going on? Nothing has changed. He was like, I think you're gaining weight. And so went to a slew of doctors initially. They didn't know. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. I kept feeling worse and worse and worse. And mind you, my whole life I already felt bad. I always had very low energy. I was always very tired. And that was like my normal. So it was getting worse. So when it got super worse, I went to another doctor, and they're like, oh, okay, you have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and hypothyroidism, subclinical hypothyroidism. And I was like, okay, well, now there's some type of diagnosis, so what does that mean? Okay, that means PCOS and hypothyroidism are things you have for life, so you just have to manage it with medications, and it's pretty much going to suck. I mean, I didn't hear anything good. It was like, you have to take it for the rest of your life. Once your thyroid's screwed up, it's screwed up. PCOS is just a collection of symptoms that we've put together, and you can't reverse it. Hey, Darlene, I wore your pants last week. Yeah, it was horrible. And so the symptoms I had total overall, I had to write this down, because now I've been 4 years free of it. It seems like it's been a lifetime ago, and I had to think what was going on. I had extremely stubborn weight loss. I was about 300 pounds. Hey, how you doing? Extreme stubborn weight loss, extreme fatigue. Everything I accomplished in my life was sheer willpower. And growing up in a Nigerian household, like you hear from most foreigners, you just got to do it, okay? They don't care what's going on with you. You have to have multiple streams of income. You have all the education in the world. There's no excuses. So everything was just, I don't want to disappoint my father, so let me get it done no matter how I feel. I was pre-diabetic. I had very high prolactin levels. And for the men in the room, that's the hormone you have when you're a lactating mom, so that you can produce breast milk. I was not pregnant. So that's one of the signs of that. And actually, my aunt had a baby, and I put it on there, and stuff came out. It freaked me out. Extreme sensitivity to cold. I mean, extreme. Hands always blue because I had iron infusions and stuff. I was like super iron deficient. Very depressed. hirsutism, which is facial hair. So chin hair, everywhere a woman is not supposed to have hair, I had hair. And I'm always plucking and all, don't miss that. Myxedema, which is when you have this extremely round face. I have a naturally round face, but extremely round face with a puffiness all over. Myxedema, had that. Joint aches, very high cholesterol and triglyceride levels. I had a goiter, which is an enlargement of your thyroid. Very irregular periods, polycystic ovaries, very high estrogen levels, but even higher androgen levels. And for those who don't know what that means, I had very high testosterone. So a man on the low end, his testosterone would be like in the 300 or above, depending on his age. That's the normal range for a man, from 300 to 1,000, depending on age. And mine was in the 400s, where it should be well under 100 if you're a woman, okay? My testosterone levels are that high, and this is for years. So I'm sure there's more stuff, but that was the bulk of it, and it was horrible. And that was my life every day. Meanwhile, at the same age when I started my period super early, I started playing cello. I was a professional cellist. I traveled the world. I did that up until April 3rd, 2012, when this injury prevented me from being a professional musician. And then I always had a quote unquote, I guess, backup, because you have to in a Nigerian household, you have to have different things. And I went into the corporate world, and I was in project management as an executive for about 20 years. I have a project management certification, master black belt certification, Scrum Master certification. And I did that until I left corporate America, thank God, in 2020. After my father passed, everything just changed my life, because for those of you who have already known the way this country calls things that are healthcare, it actually killed my father. And that's when my whole life changed. I went to schools, become a certified holistic nutritionist. I graduated top of class. And because my father was killed, and he was my best friend, and we lived together, it just changed my whole life. And I said, I couldn't go back to corporate America. I can't do that. Sorry, I still get emotional. It's been 3 years now. Yeah. But the only good thing is that if he would still be here, I would still probably be in corporate America. I would not be doing this. I would not have learned all this information. And it really fundamentally changed me as a person and who I am. And that's why it's my loving duty to share this knowledge with you all, because everything that I just told you I had, I do not have anymore. I don't take any drugs. I have boundless energy. All from just lifestyle change, not just from eating whole food, plant-based, and doing other things, natural remedies, instead of all the pharmaceutical crap that they push. And my dad changed his life too. And he had completely rebounded himself. He had quadruple bypass surgery. He was on 19 medications, got off all those drugs. He had energy. Everything changed. And then finally my husband got on board. It took him a little minute extra. And because his liver, it was all screwed up, and we got all that corrected. So everything in my life changed. I was also a pastry chef. I went to culinary school in there as well. So all that being said, so when I started, I just couldn't stop. I was obsessed with information. I was just like, why is this hidden? Why don't we learn personal finance and how the body works as a base information, right? Why is it that we have to get sick and fat before you start to kind of hear certain things like the stuff I'm telling you all throughout this class? And so that's why I want this class to be free. I want this to be open to the public, because everybody should know this information. So with that, after lots of success and doing this and seeing the result, not only for myself and my family, but then people are just like, well, Annie, what about this? And Annie, what about that? Oh, I guess I should say the Naija guys came about. It was actually Naija Barbie's how it started, because growing up, people said, like, a Nigerian Barbie doll. That was like a nickname thing. Naija is a slang or colloquialism for Nigerians, a unisex term for Nigerian. So you ever hear Naija, it means Nigerian, okay? And then I changed it from Barbie, because I never liked the connotation of that, to goddess, because I'm a goddess, and we all are goddess, okay? So that's where that came from, but my name is Annie, so you can call me either one. Annie, spelled I-N-I. So then I opened up my wellness center, and I haven't done a drop of advertising, and I stayed very busy with referrals. But don't come to me unless you're ready to do a mindset shift and do the work. Otherwise, keep doing what you're doing, but I'm not playing. I'm not going to say, here, you can do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You got to make the commitment, or don't come talk to me. So with that, or come talk to me when you're ready. Okay, I'm not trying to dissuade you. I'm just saying, talk to me when you're ready, if you even want to talk to me. because there's other places, there are other people that do great things. I'm not the only game in town, okay? Products that I offer, and I've never done this in this class before, it's very uncomfortable, but my main thing is sea moss, as you all know. Yes, oh, thank you. So I do have some here today. It has so many great things. It has all your vitamins, and it has all your minerals. I have all 102 minerals are in that as well, and we have some flavoring, so you can get it unflavored, unsweetened, unflavored, or flavored. I do vaginal steam herbs. That's very important, women, to take care of that thing down there naturally. Shea butter, I get it shipped in from Nigeria, and my sister and I actually partner together and make that stuff. Magnesium spray and lotion, face oils and lot perfume. Services, I do company phone consultation to see if we're a good match for one another. I do plant-based cooking demos, so people will have like a party and I'll come and I'll prepare a meal and people can help and learn and do like a little mini class thing. But my main thing is custom nutrition prescriptions. So if you really want to change your life, and it's not just about a diet, because we don't do diets, it's about lifestyle, and you want to know what you want to, you know, what you should eat and what other lifestyle modifications you should do, then that's what I actually specialize in. So from a naturopathic perspective, and then the last part I'll just talk on, because I'm always talking about the natural stuff in here, the difference between naturopathy and allopathy. I know y'all know. Do y'all know the difference, what that is? So I'll read the clinical definitions first and we can talk about it. So naturopathy is the art of curing founded on restoring balance naturally by working with the body's innate healing mechanisms and using what is provided by nature and therapies first to do no harm during their therapeutic use. That's a naturopathic doctor, which I'm in school for. The allopathic doctor, which is your traditional MD, medical doctor, the art of curing founded on differences by which one symptom is removed by introducing another side effect or different symptom for an adverse reaction. So the idea is symptom suppression. That's what the model is founded on. That's why they never get the root cause. That's why there is no interest in actually solving any health issues you have. It's another pill to suppress this symptom, then you take another pill to suppress the symptom that the side effects cause from the last thing, and that is how it's actually designed. So that's why that's not health care. But, and I'm not anti-allopathic. It's great for emergent uses. You know, if something were to happen to me, if I'm bleeding out, please take me to a hospital, okay? Like, please. All right, but in terms of wellness and actual health care, in my humble opinion, that's not it, okay? Because they kill you slowly with pills and food, or things that look like food that they want to call food with lots of chemicals. So that's how we got here. So this class turns into a 2-hour class. It's 40 minutes of a lecture where I'll pick a topic at random, or based on y'all fail on the quiz, or based on whatever topics or questions I hear in the class, we'll have that kind of conversation for about approximately 40 minutes. And sometimes that gets cut into depending on what we're going to cook. Then we have an hour of preparing meals. We usually try to do 1 raw, 1 assembled, and 1 cooked. So it hits all the spots, because you should eat something raw every day. Okay, lots of raw every day. And then we end with 20-minute Q&A/eating. That's how it's supposed to be, but y'all like to eat during the class. Okay, so that's really an overview, a little bit more about me, because I realized I never really shared some of that stuff before. Okay. Yeah, so that's really where we are today. Any questions or comments before we move on? Yeah.
Did you say that this was the last class for now?
The last session. The last session is April 30th.
And then when do we start?
So the group that funds this course is out of business. So we don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, the Arts and Science Council was defunded 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah, so they have. So all they've told us that they have the city will be managing the money. They got some extra money. They hired their own executive, but we don't know. We've been told nothing about anything. So as far as this type of course is concerned, is done when we do something else, because I'm speaking that into existence. Yes. When we do something else, it will be through a different venue. And if anybody knows of any other grant sources, please let your girl know, okay? God, let's keep it going.
Are you doing anything on YouTube?
Yes.
Do you have a class on YouTube?
So it's not a class. So this class is always recorded, like posted to YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, and I would love it if y'all would subscribe and help your girl get to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, I would really like that, and pass that information along. So yeah, I have a YouTube channel on Instagram and Facebook. I have a Facebook group and email. Those are my socials.
Do you post them on your website too?
Should I?
Yes.
Oh. My Thank you. Never crossed my mind. Okay, it's a work in progress, that website. It's a daily thing. But okay, we'll do that. We'll figure it out. I don't know how, but I'll figure it out. Okay, yeah. The more the merrier. I need help. Okay, so yes, that's how you can access me. That's where you can find me. And then I send out newsletters. So if you, I do not spam you, trust and believe. Okay, you get 1 to 2 emails a month from me. And that's it. Any other questions?
You didn't say what your handles were.
Okay. The Naija Goddess on Instagram, The Naija Goddess on Facebook, thenaijagoddess.com, and The Naija Goddess YouTube channel. Yes, because somebody else, when I switched from Naija Barbie, somebody else was calling themselves Naija Goddess with all together, so I had to add the. So make sure it's always The Naija Goddess. The only one that counts, right? Yeah. Just kidding. Yes.
I just want to tell you that the magnesium spray is when I ordered it. I used it on my son, who's 29.
Mm-hmm.
He's had psoriasis for a long time because of locks and traveling and not doing what he was supposed to do and all that kind of stuff. Right? And it burned like heck. He was having a fit, right? But 2 times using it on his scalp before washing, boom, done.
So is he still spraying it?
Yeah, well.
Hope we get his magnesium up.
You couldn't wash that hair. We were spraying it down. Spraying that scalp.
See, I didn't record that. See,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for that. I just love to hear the feedback that you all's lives are changing, because it takes small things. Because some of you all come up to me saying, all I did was add in a salad. I'm still eating all the crap, but I just added in a salad and I'm seeing these kind of results. So the knowledge and just making these gradual changes, you will see a difference and you will feel a difference, and stick with it. It has completely transformed my life, and I could never go back. And I don't see animals as they're sentient beings. I don't see them as food. And not only because of the ethics of that, but because of what it does to us, what it truly does to our bodies. It's just not worth it. And then what it does to the planet as well. So we can all do better, but sometimes you got to have the knowledge and understand the why, so that you can continue that on your own. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of get off. They kind of know, but they don't really know. So that's why I say, don't just throw out words you don't know. Make sure you understand what it is. What is an antioxidant? What is it? What does it actually do? What does that mean? So things like that. Any other questions?
Just one thing about the sea moss.
Yes.
Is it the same one that Super G sells in that little container? Or is it different? What type of sea moss?
So it's a good question. So this is the Naija Goddess sea moss. I hand make, okay? I don't know who makes theirs. I don't know where they get their sea moss from. I'm not going to speak against it. Like I said, I'm not the only game in town. I can tell you other places that make sea moss that I would buy myself. And the one time I saw it at Super G,
You weren't comfortable.
I was uncomfortable. Thank you, Jackie. I was uncomfortable. Okay, so because there's the sea moss, and they often call it Irish sea moss, and I really kind of reject that, because it's like every time something's healthy, they want to attribute to a European country, and then when it's something's Africanized killer bees, it's like, why is it got to be like that? But Irish potatoes, Irish sea moss, okay, it doesn't just come in Ireland. Okay, so it's in the Caribbean. Okay, it grows in the Caribbean, it grows on the coast of Ireland, and it grows in many places throughout the world. So where you get it, I think is important, because the waters, you want to make sure the waters aren't overly polluted, because all the waters are polluted, but not overly polluted. So the sea moss I use is from St. Lucia, because they're not as inundated with boats and stuff like Jamaica is. So, and when I've been there, the waters are pristine, and you can talk to the guy who actually goes out in the ocean and actually goes down and picks it up. I like to know that he's doing that. Versus the ones like you get from the Philippines, it's really dirty, it's really salty, it's very, very hard to clean, and it's really hard to get some of that, I don't want to say fishy taste, but that oceany, it's very difficult. I don't like it. So I don't think they're all equal, and the one I saw Super G was the one from the Philippines, and I just wasn't comfortable with that kind. For me, not saying there's anything wrong with it, but for me, I want it to be wild crafted, because you can't get organic, because you can't make the sea organic. Okay, it has to be wild crafted sea moss.
So you said you have your own product?
Yes, ma'am. So if you go on my website too, there's a shop section where it has some of the stuff I talked. Actually, I don't have all my products up there because I need to get my life together, basically. I just have the sea moss is the main. The sea moss and the shea butter have been the main thing, so that's what's on the website. But the vaginal steam herbs and I have an apothecary, so making like fire ciders and vanilla extracts, all that kind of stuff. I don't have it on the website because I just make them in small batches and I, sell them or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of talk about any. Yes.
What's the difference in the sea moss and seaweed and the benefits?
The difference between sea moss and seaweed?
Yes.
Sea moss is a type of seaweed, is a type of algae that grows, but it's a particular strain that grows that has all the nutrients that you want. All the seaweeds are good. They're just good for different purposes. So I use seaweed in this class all the time. So when you use like a nori sheet or wakame or something like that, it's really good for flavoring. It's really good for minerals as well. But Condis crispus, which is the species that we're talking about, this is the one that has what they'll say 90 of the 102 minerals. This is the one that will have the vitamin D in it and the B12 and all the minerals in it. That's good for your body. That's in the same proportions as the human blood. That's why we use that one for consumption like this. So that's the main difference. You should use them all because they're all good. They're all full of minerals. Yeah. Yes.
How much should you take?
1 heaping tablespoon a day in the morning. Preferably. Do not take it. Do not take it at night. Do not take it in the afternoon. Okay. Now, if you will be wide awake. Yes. You may not be like that. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but it will be hard to wind down. Yes, it keeps your energy steady, so you don't have those dips. Right? I think Leon was saying that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I went to a seminar last weekend out of Atlanta. It was a martial art thing. It was from 10 until 5 in the evening. 1 hour and a half break. Real physical, the hardest one I ever did. But I took my sea moss, I hung in there.
That's awesome. Yes.
In the last year, I got COVID because I was stressed out. I had to get my life together, right? Exhaustion. I prayed to God, I need help. God showed me, and I picked up your jar. I started taking that Irish moss. Remember it? Sea moss. Excuse me, the sea moss. Remember what you were saying about all the herbs and
all the amino acids in there.
It started changing my health around.
Wow.
And we have to just remember to tap into the things that we're being taught. And sometimes we have to be still to hear it. But thank you for.
You're going to make me cry, darling. It's very emotional because you all tell me such amazing things and it's overwhelming because it's not me. This is something we should have all known. Yeah. And this is something that should be in the masses. So I'm just a conduit and I'm just glad to be able to be that, to have that.
I dug it out the back of the freezer and started using it.
And we never got COVID, by the way. I haven't been, since I changed my life, I have not been sick. And I wasn't, and when you're now, and that's another thing, part of healing. I know we got to get off of this, but it's not just about what you eat. It's a whole mindset, lifestyle shift. If you are eating clean, but your thoughts are toxic and you're bitter and you're all this, you're going to still not feel well. It has to be mind, body, and spirit, and that's what it has to be for there to be true healing. So I know in here we more focus on the physical side, but like if we were ever to work together in the future, it's the whole thing together because it doesn't work without all that working together. Yes.
Does the sea moss, does it have B12?
Yes.
Oh,
it has vitamin D as well. It's a source of vitamin D without consuming artificial. When they put it like in dairy milk, it's artificial. So it's nettle and sea moss are 2 sources of vitamin D naturally on the earth. Yep. Yep. Okay. Cut it up. Oh. I'm about to put it in a ponytail and get cooking. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. Yeah, so that's when my life changed. So having a few master's degrees and going to fancy schools, all that means, it didn't mean anything to me then. I just did it as a means to an end. But it doesn't mean anything to me now than what I'm doing now, so it means the world to me. And so to see you all come here every week, it means the world. And so the effort that goes to this class, because it's an undertaking, is more than worth it. And so I just want to say thank you guys very much. And so that kind of cuts into our lesson time for today. I wasn't expecting us to go so far into any land, but I wanted to make sure we share since our time together is limited. And I want to give a heads up to the first 2 Sundays in April, we will not be here. The first Sunday in April, we're going to be in Detroit because there's a dance competition. The second Sunday, they are closed for Easter. Okay, so we'll be back. Those last 3 Sundays, ending on April 3rd, we'll be here. And I believe on April 3rd, we're kind of going to have a party. So I'll have like food and stuff, and Karen's helping me with that. Okay, so just as a heads up, I'll remind you again next week. All right, any other questions before we move on?
You have some magnesium today?
I have magnesium and sea moss today. Yes. Anything else? Going once, going twice? Oh.
I just want to say, I think I ditto what everyone has said too, but the important thing, especially what you said too, about the education piece, the piece that we're lacking, we don't get it, and when we get it, because I was sharing with you and stuff, just about the asparagus itself, right? And I'm going to admit, I didn't know anything about the woodsy part, and that you're supposed to break that off and everything. I just was cooking my asparagus. I mean, I didn't know. I learned something. And so as basic as that was, it was important. And so I just appreciate that I'm able to incorporate all this good stuff in my life.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Y'all are too kind, man. Okay, huh?
And we get good food
Oh.
here.
Well, I'm glad you like the recipe. And so hopefully vegan food won't turn your frown upside down. Hopefully it will make you want to say, yeah, I like it. Okay, finally, off of me. All right, so today, 3 recipes. The first recipe we're going to do is the one I was supposed to do last week, but did too late, right? Remember we swapped last week and we did the berry pudding we did blueberry pudding with the avocado, the grapes, and the blueberries. All right, so we were supposed to be doing a high protein, actually, let me get myself together because I can't cook like this, put my hair in a ponytail. But as I'm doing this, so we were supposed to be doing this high protein mousse / pudding. Let's see, put on the thingy so I can be more professional. And I didn't have myself together. So we're doing this. So we're using silken tofu. Has anybody ever had silken tofu or know what it is? I see faces balling up like you don't like it. Okay. So silken tofu is it's the second most common tofu outside of the extra firm tofu. Most people use extra firm as like a quasi meat replacement if you're thinking about it like that. It's made in a similar way to tofu. The soy milk is coagulated, but it's not curdled. So that's the difference. Okay, so it's very soft. It's coagulated, but it's not curdled. Like when you're making full-blown tofu, you curdle it and curds and whey. And that's what you get. That's what makes the block of tofu, but they don't curdle it for the silken tofu. I had a hair bow, didn't I? Yeah, get all this on my face. You don't need lock some in your food, right? Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Ooh, all right. There we go. All right. And so and it's left unpressed. So I'm about to wash my hands, but this is a pack of silken tofu. It is literally right beside the extra firm and the super firm in the grocery store. Tempeh, silken, extra firm, super firm. That's what you're gonna find in most grocery stores. And if you go to an Asian market, you'll find I'm gonna wash. Thank you. You'll find the medium tofu and the soft tofu, which is a little bit firmer than this, and that's used for more particularly in like Asian dishes. So this is it. You can use this to make all kind. It's a good cheese replacement, like a mild cheese replacement. It has the same kind of texture, which we'll see, and like you can make like a chocolate silk pie with that. You can make any kind of dessert or whatever with that. Has anybody ever had it? Has anyone had silken tofu? Okay, no?
Yes.
Okay. Experience with a thumbs up, thumbs down?
It just tastes like whatever you flavor it with. So it's
Correct.
good.
Correct. All right.
If you didn't know, you wouldn't.
Right. And so, as we already know, tofu is a source of protein. So that's why I call this high protein. Not that, I care about that kind of thing. But
What is that brand?
Azumaya. It's not the brand. It's always about, is it organic? Okay, like I always say, I am not brand loyal. I am ingredients and organic loyal if it's something that's made in America. Okay, I could care less. If the brand I love switched and was not organic, then I am no longer their patron. Okay. So this one pack, and this is a very healthy serving, this one pack will serve 2 people as a full-blown dessert, which I really think this could be stretched like 4 servings instead of 2. But this 2 servings would just be, I think it's like 220 calories. So you have your protein, you have your healthy fats that are in here. Can y'all see that? You said wiggle it? Oh, you said what? Okay. Yes. You can use it for a type of cheese. So like you can use this for,
Like cream cheese?
You can do a cream cheese. You can do a sour cream with this. You can make a cream sauce with this. Just if you're a person that feels like you have to have a high protein diet, since they keep marketing that to you, when you don't, unless you're, again, a high performance athlete, a lactating mom, something where you're doing something with a lot of endurance, you don't need it, but that's fine. And then I made some homemade Nutella. So you can use whatever nut butter or seed butter that you wish. Nutella by itself is not vegan because it is made with dairy. And we're not having that in here. No breast milk in our stuff, right? So I just use cacao powder, which is raw, right? So it has more antioxidants, more minerals. I have hazelnuts, raw hazelnuts, and now you can choose to toast them. I chose not to, kept them raw. And then for the sweetener, I actually use agave for this. So we don't have to add any sweetener to that. So I'm just going to add this. So this is a half cup of nut or seed butter of choice. Now, of course, through the magic of TV, I already have this prepared for you because it was prepared last week. And I have it in hazelnut flavor and peanut butter flavor. And again, I'm not a chocolate fan, so I just do these kind of things for y'all. Okay.
Well, let me ask you something. The recipe that you made in Nutritional, whatever, is that somewhere on your website?
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh, no, does that need a recipe? Okay, I'll put one up there. I was like, they don't need a recipe for that. Okay, it's really not even you just take the almonds. If you have a high-speed blender or a good food processor, that's all you need. You put the nuts in there, you put as much as you like. If you like a lot of chocolate flavor, which I don't, then put more. Okay, start with a 1/4 cup up to a 1/2 cup.
That's gonna separate the taste.
This, and I'll just put a little splash of vanilla.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna give
Organic.
you a phrase that one of my friends says all the time.
Tim. Yes.
Not your mother, not your milk.
Hello. Say it loud. Say it for the people.
He says, not your mother, not your milk. That means get rid of the cow, get rid of all of those.
I concur.
Annie, someone just asked, can you use, what was it? Date syrup.
Yes. They serve as life. That's part of my weekly meal prep. Put that in my oatmeal.
Like I've heard you can cook it on the stove, like you just take the dates and rehydrate them, but I'm sure you can just buy it.
You can, but what's the fun in that? And that's all you have to do, guys. So you don't even have to have like a Vitamix or anything like that because it's already like silken tofu. So did this need a recipe? I don't think so, but I'll let it blend more. So all you do, once you do this, you let it sit in the fridge for a couple hours. That's the part I said I did it too late last week. And that's it. So I'll put that in the fridge, and then when we're ready to serve, we've got the peanut butter kind, which is a little bit less of that, and we have the hazelnut butter kind. And that's really it, guys. So all that,
How long does it stay in the fridge?
you want to put it in there for at least 3 or 4 hours, but overnight's preferable.
We won't get any today?
Oh no, I already made some. I already made some. So just so you know, so that one pack, what we just put in there is 2 servings technically, but I would say 4. But for 2 servings, that's 193 calories, 4 grams of fiber, 21 grams of protein. Yeah, so no cholesterol and all that. So for a dessert or a snack, it's not terrible, but you don't need all that. Huh? It's yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Any questions on that? And when we serve it, you can have it like that, but I like to sprinkle some cacao nibs on top. If you're going to do the chocolate, right? So we got that. Okay, so that's done. Let me just over a little bit. All right, so we're going to go to our salad. So this was by request. A lovely lady in this class was like, hey, I like Caesar salad. You haven't done that yet. You need to get on it. So, everyone likes the kale salad. But people like the Caesar salad. I haven't done this class. I haven't actually tasted this recipe in a while. So we're going to make it together. So 2 things we're going to do that makes this salad a little bit different from traditional Caesar salad. First of all, let me give you the history because it's part of the class, right? The Caesar salad was invented in the early 1920s, actually in 1924, by Caesar Cardini, who was an Italian immigrant and chef who owned a restaurant in California and Tijuana. So this is during the Prohibition era. So a lot of folks from California went to Mexico because of Prohibition. So his restaurant was just packed with Americans that wanted to get drunk and were eating off all the food. And so he was running out of food and just said, well, crap, this is all I have left, and threw it together, and the Caesar salad was born from that. And they really liked the salad because no one had served it like that, and it was a hit. So the original Caesar salad did not include anchovies because we said Caesar salad dressing always includes anchovies. It did not include anchovies, but the original Caesar salad had stalks of lettuce, olive oil, the raw egg was still there, croutons, Parmesan cheese, and Worcestershire sauce. So that was the original. And the evolution, his daughter and his son added the anchovies in later. So that's a little, behind the scenes of the Caesar salad. So
Really Italian? No.
Well, he was Italian. I guess that, that counts, kind of, whatever. Italian Mexican. Okay, so a lot of times you see Caesar salad served with croutons, but most croutons are made from white bread and white flour, which we don't do in this class because why? The fiber's been reduced significantly, right? It will spike your blood sugar because there is not enough fiber, and then all the minerals that are in that fiber are also gone, right? So it's going to just raise that, and you don't want that. We don't want that. So instead of croutons, we're doing crispy chickpeas. Anybody ever had crispy chickpeas? Yes. Okay. It's a great snack that you can make anytime. It stores well. It's a great meal prep. You can put it in a glass mason jar, and you can make them sweet or savory, whatever flavor blend you like. If you like lemon pepper, if you like buffalo, if you like whatever you like, you can make the chickpeas that flavor. I like Korean barbecue, so I make Korean barbecue chickpeas. And like cinnamon sugar sweet as a snack, and it's a high protein crouton. Okay, so we're going to do that. So first I'm going to make the salad dressing. So most salad dressings, when you see a whole food plant-based version, would do it with cashews, and we've done plenty of cashews in this class. But we're going to use sunflower seeds, and since I'm not using my Vitamix, I did soak them. So I'm just going to drain these real quick. And what's the importance of soaking your seeds and nuts? I heard somebody say something.
Get rid of the phytic acid.
Yes, and what else?
Digestion.
Yes. And it does what? So therefore, when it helps your digestion, it decreases flatulence. Yes. Yes, it does.
Pumpkin seed oil.
And absolutely. And hemp seeds. And it makes the minerals in here more actually bioavailable in your body. So you're going to get more if you actually soak them. And I don't take my own advice a lot of the time because I have a Vitamix and I just say, screw it, it'll be fine. Let me not do y'all like that. I know she'll scoop it in. Okay, so that's gonna be our base. And you can use this with cashews, pumpkin seeds, like hemp seeds. The hemp will have a slightly different flavor, but I like the earthiness that the sunflower seeds provide, and it's a little cheaper on the wallet than pumpkin seeds. Oh, well, that's true too. That is true. All right. So who's on the page to keep me honest here with this?
2 garlic cloves.
All right. So we have our organic garlic cloves here. And anytime I say like 2, that's just really for y'all. Okay, because I would do more. All right. So we got that. What's next?
3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast.
Okay. And who can tell me something about nutritional yeast? So I don't know where in the vegan world they like to say this tastes like cheese. And when I first got it, I was like, especially being a former cheeseaholic and frequently going to Italy, getting Parmigiano Reggiano, I was like, what are they talking about? No, it has glutamates in there. And when we talked about glutamates before, glutamates are the things that make something umami. So that things like, ooh, that tastes good, that umami, glutamates are in here. And when you add, or if you create a cheese sauce, when you add this to it, it does make it taste more like cheese than that. But on its own, it tastes absolutely nothing like any of that. So that's kind of the misnomer. Now, I don't particularly like to get this kind because they fortified it. And when you see it bright yellow like this, it's been fortified. And they add all your B vitamins to it, but they're synthetic. So I'm not a huge fan of that, right? So I like to get the unfortified kind. But in your regular grocery stores, they don't have that. You have to get that from a specialty market. So it's not going to kill you or anything like that. I just prefer to get real vitamins, not synthetic ones. Okay, food grade vitamins. Okay. I had a tray for all this stuff. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Yep. Now, capers, you'll see it in a lot of like Mediterranean dishes. Okay, so these are, if anyone's never seen them before, they just grow in little bushes. And they're typically in a brine. And I got these from Walmart.
Is that capers?
Yes. How much capers?
2 tablespoons. It's 2 tablespoons.
I'm going to take a different approach on this one. Okay. Everyone familiar with capers? You've had them before? No? They add a brininess, a brightness to dishes. And you may have had it in dishes, just didn't realize what they were. What is this, a half? Okay. It's 2 tablespoons, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Puerto Ricans use it in their rice dish. Their arroz con pollo.
That's true. It's most notable, it's most known for the Mediterranean dishes. That's what it's most known for. Okay, so we've got that. What else? So as we discussed last week, regular Worcestershire sauce is made with anchovies. We don't need dead fish in our stuff, right? So this is without that. So there's the 2 brands. So this is Simple Organic. Probably Publix or Harris Teeter, where they have the, you say Harris Teeter? Okay. Where it says this is the vegan one. And there's also a brand called Annie's that's usually right beside it. They usually cost the same price now. They used to be $1 more, but now they're costing the same.
Can you read the ingredients on that?
Yep.
I'm curious.
Organic white vinegar, organic molasses, organic cane sugar, organic salt, and then xanthan gum, organic black pepper, organic allspice, organic ground nutmeg, organic clove powder, organic ginger powder, organic cayenne, organic pepper powder.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Not bad.
All right, so it's 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons? All right. And this is in the original recipe from Cardini. So they had Worcestershire sauce then, or however you say it. Okay.
2 tablespoons lemon juice.
Okay, and then what else? I should have already done that part. I forgot.
Soy sauce.
Soy sauce. We've got our organic soy sauce here. It's how many? 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons?
What about the cocoa noodles? Isn't that better?
It's a preference. If you have a soy allergy or you choose to avoid soy, you can use coconut aminos. I like using coconut aminos and liquid aminos, but the flavor is slightly sweet. And so for certain things, if like for something like this, I want to keep it more on the savory side. If it's something else, I would happily use either one. But certain things, I prefer just to use straight up tamari, which is the gluten-free soy sauce, or regular soy sauce. All right. Let's see how juicy this lemon is. Okay, we got a juicy one, y'all. Yeah, okay. Might only need 1 lemon. Okay. I gotta find your bag, Jackie, for your compost. I can put that in there. All right, what's next?
2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard.
Okay. All right, I think we're good on the lemon. Dijon mustard, black pepper. Okay, I'll add the Dijon last. So always do freshly cracked black pepper. That's where you actually can taste the peppercorns. It does have a flavor. It's not just a heat source.
I discovered that I bought it last week.
What, a pepper mill?
Yes.
It's a game changer.
Totally different.
It's night and day.
It's like you say, you're getting full flavor. You're not getting full flavor.
You're not, that's for sure. How much of this is? Okay. Okay. And mustard always acts as an emulsifier. So if you're trying to blend oil and water, tablespoons or teaspoons? Okay. I was like, because I'm not a mustard fan. It has to be in the background or act as an emulsifier. Okay, I think we're going to go with that. I can't do it. I'm not a condiments girl. I am not the one for it. I like to taste the food as is without it being dominated by yeah. Okay. I know it's in my face and I'm looking at it. My measuring cup. Oh, here it is. You said 1/3 of a cup? Okay. All right. We might add a little bit more water, just depend. Actually, no, because I doubled this recipe. Oh, y'all, I doubled the recipe and only forgot to tell y'all. I put in 1 cup of sunflower seeds. So I need to go and double everything else real quick. So I'm gonna need the other lemon actually. That's why I brought 2. So somebody was thinking this morning. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. What? Which one? The lemon?
The mustard.
Oh.
So you need more mustard, right?
Maybe.
You don't like mustard?
I don't want to taste the mustard. It's not a problem. It's a depth of flavor in traditional Caesar salad dressing. It's a depth of flavor thing. It's not a you should taste mustard thing. Okay.
So you need to double all the other stuff?
Yep.
The garlic, the cloves?
Yep. That's the only one. This was a tablespoon? Okay. All right, that was good. And then the nutritional yeast and, did I miss something, guys? You said agave?
Garlic.
Oh, it's like, okay. And garlic, which is a good thing. All right, then we'll have our sauce. Probably been smarter for me to do the chickpeas first, but that's okay. It gets overwhelming. Am I looking dead at the lid? The lid for this? No.
It's in the refrigerator.
No, I brought an extra one. I brought an extra one. Oh, one in the refrigerator. Well, crap. Well, I have to use one from the fridge because I don't want that to turn color. Thank y'all. I was like, I know I brought two. Okay. Turns this off. Okay. Okay. So we're going to blend this in just a sec. And while we're kind of waiting on that, we're going to get these chickpeas going. So, oh, sorry, babe. It's always best to make your own beans and stuff. You don't want to really get things out of cans, especially if they don't say BPA free. And the thing is, BPA free has become a marketing term because it says BPA free, but there's BPB, BPC, D, F, G, all that, right? It's just always best to make it yourself. So use it in a pinch. That's why it's even more important to make sure you get organic stuff where they try to have a better lining so you're not getting all the extra crap that's in a can of it. So there's one brand that I do like because it's the best aluminum can that I've seen on the market, and that's Eden Organics. And they actually soak their beans with seaweed as well instead of a salt brine. So something to consider, okay? All you gotta do is, if you don't make them yourself, this is 2 cans of chickpeas that I've rinsed and drained and I've dried them off, okay? And we want them kind of dry instead of straight out the can because we want them crispy, right? Not soggy. So just gonna spread these out here. We're gonna add a little bit of oil. And I think I chose, you can use whatever oil you choose because you know we don't have to do oil in this class. That should be enough. And I just use this chili sesame oil. Sesame oil is high heat. And then we're going to add our spices to it. And again, you can do whatever you like. You can add whatever, like Italian season or whatever. It won't come out that way.
Oh, okay. You scared me when you said.
Nope, it won't come out that way. Come again? Yes, we're going to put this in the oven.
Nutritional yeast, garlic powder, and smoked paprika. Ooh, what is that?
Smoked paprika, one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, and then a little bit of salt and pepper. Now what we're gonna do is just toss this around.
That's all I've been doing all week.
Oh,
I started doing that.
y'all are professionals. Okay, that's it. All right, so we're just gonna toss these around, make sure that they're evenly coated. You know that's how I do it at home. But since we're having jerk today and my videographer is special to me and I don't want to kill him on every recipe, we just have one spicy recipe. Okay, so you see that was half a teaspoon of oil, but everything's been coated. So you want to make sure there's enough space so they don't steam. You want them to become crispy. And it's like, instead of having chips, you can have this, okay? All right? Y'all see that? Yes? All right, how many minutes?
20.
Okay, somebody set their alarm for 10 minutes, please. So I can just give them a good shake. All right, and now we're gonna blend up this salad dressing, adjust for seasonings, and then when the chickpeas are done, we'll have our salad. And now we will focus on the jerk tacos, which y'all really are here for. So the sunflower seeds make it thick and creamy, like you would get in the salad dressing, and the mustard helps emulsify everything. You can add more or less water if you want it thicker or thinner. Can y'all hear me over this? Okay. Okay. Try not to waste y'all's time, but that's it. Absolutely. Thank you. He's always my muscle.
No, that's the maitre d'.
Okay. I think y'all gonna like that. Okay. All right, that's approved. Well, Lauren's actually gonna let us know if it's approved or not. Okay. So that's done. So we're waiting on the chickpeas. After 10 minutes, we'll give it a little toss, then let them finish getting crisped up. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our jerk recipe because we're still in the Caribbean, right? All right. So jerk is it's a legacy of the Africans that were brought here through the transatlantic slave trade and the indigenous Tainos of the island. They kind of came together for that. And Jamaica, just so y'all know, it means the land of water and wood. That's what it actually means. So jerk actually refers to how you cook something. This is a type of barbecue, and it's referred to meats because just like barbecue in the South is a result of slavery, because we weren't eating that kind of stuff, but we had slops and whatever, the same thing there. So that's their form of barbecue that we had in the South here. When we had the scrap cuts of meat, they were very, very tough, and no one wanted to eat because like I said, we didn't eat like that before we got here. The jerk sauce tenderized those rougher cuts of meat, and that's how that kind of came about. Yeah. So it was the Maroons and the Tainos coming together. So they used the native stuff that was there that was similar to what was at home, plus what the Tainos used in Jamaica, and that's how jerk was formed. So today, because I've tried to use many different meat substitutes for you guys, since you all are still liking your meats or feel like you got to have meat on your plate. We are using king oyster mushrooms as our meat. If you have to think of it like that, I'm just going to say they are mushrooms. So I just got asked, where did I get these particular ones from? I went to Super G and got these. Most Asian markets always have a wide variety of mushrooms. And you see, this is 1.5 pounds of mushrooms for $3.96. I don't think you can get a pack of chicken for that cheap. That's organic or anything like that. Huh? Exactly. All right. So I'm going to just show you all how to do this in 2 different ways. So I said I need to get my life together. Oh, babe, I'm still using this. Okay, so you just slice the tops off, and you don't have to discard them. You can slice these yourself and use it in the marinade, or you can save these and put them in and make stock from it. Okay, and so since these are kind of big because these are king oyster mushrooms, I'll cut these in half. And then 2 options you can do, and you will see this. You take a fork and you just flake it. And then it turns into like this, what you all would think of as shredded meat instead of just shredded mushrooms, but you know.
Do you wash them before, or it's not necessary because they grow in dirt anyways?
So the culinary answer is no, you never wash your mushrooms. You take a wet cloth and you hand wipe them. And that's why it's important to know where the mushrooms were growing and all that, so you're not just, taking risks. Look at that, see? The non-culinary person would say you can wash them because the best way to cook mushrooms is to boil them, actually, so you can get the most flavor out of them. So you can do whatever you feel comfortable with. So I'm just showing you this. We're not about to eat this one. I've already, all that prep stuff, I don't bore you all with that. So you just take it, so it shreds very easily with a fork. Okay, and I'll pass it around. Pass it.
Chickpeas smell good.
Oh, do they? Oh, yes.
Would you ever take a mushroom? I got some where they look really dirty, and I peeled it, and I'm thinking, am I peeling the vitamins away?
You talking about the gill that's underneath?
Well, you can go under there and kind of pull it up, and it'll take the skin off, and so you don't see the dirt.
So you can do that. There are nutrients in that particular part of the mushroom. You can do that. But it's just better to just go ahead and wipe. When I get them like that and they're dirty like that, I like that because I know they've been grown in the dirt, right? I prefer it. And I just take a wet cloth and wipe them. But if it's too much, if it's too labor to put them in a colander and rinse them off. So it just also depends on the application of how you're going to use them as well. But that's the easier way. If you don't want to shred with a fork, you can just very easily use a cheese grater and do like this. Okay? And then you've got your shredded. Okay? So however you want to do it, it doesn't take much effort. Now, if you don't care about it looking like shredded meat, like I don't, then you can just put it in a food processor. Okay? Yeah, put it in a food processor and be done with your life. Okay? So that's fine. So I already did that, and I had it marinating overnight. So, trying to be conscious of Rashidi, I have one that I used 3 Scotch Bonnets. I would have put 6 in, but I was trying to be good. And one that I used 1 Scotch Bonnet. Okay? Okay? So, okay? And I'm gonna need some help today, more so than usual anyway. I'm gonna need some help today, because I need somebody to assemble the tacos, because we're making these into tacos. So what we're gonna do, we have a base of avocado crema, and so and you can do it any sort of way. I don't even think that should be a recipe, but it's kind of on the recipe. I took 2 avocados, I juiced 2 limes, and I took 1 handful of cilantro, and I blended it until it was creamy. Okay, so you have that brightness there. So that will be on the base of the taco. We'll put the jerk mushrooms on top, and then we'll put in 1 to 3 plantain, and then you have your taco. Okay, now preferably I would eat this over greens, but that's not as authentic. So what we have here today, in terms of my recommendations, they were very low. So I prefer the first choice, like the almond flour tortilla shells, and then the whole grain. But they did not have the whole grain in organic. They only had non-GMO. So then I have the organic one, but it's with the white flour. And there's only the last of the last. And I wasn't going to go to yet another grocery store yesterday. So we have one of these 3 options that you can pick from: this organic one, the whole wheat one, or the almond flour one. All right. And that avocado crema.
Is this recipe on your site?
Yes, it's there right now.
Oh, good. Is that it behind you?
Probably. Yes. Thank you. So this is the avocado crema. Like I said, it's just 2 avocados, a handful of cilantro, and the juice of 2 limes. That'll be the base. Yeah.
Is that like the dip?
That's not considered bread.
Yeah, it is.
It is, okay.
Yeah, for sure. Which is why I prefer to eat it over greens. But since we do the main recipe, we try to do as close to how they would do it as possible. So the other ones, that's why the other recipes are always the healthier ones. So we're gonna put this down. So that's that.
Can you use that same base for any taco that we prefer to? Okay.
Yeah, it was just a way to add in healthy fat. So mushrooms are not very high in fat, so you want to have a balanced meal because, still nutritionists here, right? So, prayerfully. Yes, I was never a fan all this. Like I said, the sauce I'm not a fan of that. But yes, you can actually make an avocado sour cream. You can make a sour cream with the cashews. You can make a sour cream with the silken tofu. But you can use this as well with adding lots of lime and whatever other seasonings you want. So it adds that texture that people are looking for. That's how people like it. So you gotta give the people what they want. Okay, so I think we might be able to eat everything together. So the only other thing that I want to do before I get these while I wait for this to heat up, is to make the jerk sauce in front of you all, because yes, you can buy it. Oh, Oh, all right. Just gonna give them a little shake. Huh? Oh. Let's see, this oven changes temperature by itself. That's why I really hate this oven. It's already dropped down.
You want 10 more minutes or 2 more?
Yeah, make it 12 more minutes. Thank you. Do I just need to tuck it in? I can't. Okay. Okay. All right. You can buy jerk marinade in the grocery store, the Jamaican kind, or you can just make it yourself. All right. And it's not that difficult. So, where's the third? I brought 3. I have another tall one. Oh, because I thought this would be poured out. That was my thought process. Yeah, so we use this bowl and pour this in here. Pour this out. Because that'll get soggy. I want to do that on the kale. Okay. Okay. So to make our jerk seasoning, I have some of it already kind of out. And this is a sauce that if you want to put extra sauce on your taco, you can put this on top, especially if you want just a little bit of kick to it. A little bit more kick to it, rather. All right, so let me come back in camera focus. So we have garlic, ginger. It's organic, of course. You should keep the skins on. Just one measly little innocent pepper. We have four scallions, some thyme. I'm not. 4 scallions, thyme, the juice of 1 lime, and it should be 2 of these, but I already used it, so it's just gonna be 1. And then for our spices, we have coconut sugar, cinnamon, allspice. And allspice in Jamaica they call pimento seeds, and that's what you really wanted to use. And when I made that, I used the actual pimento seeds, was the last one I had. When we got to the grocery store, they were sold out, so I had to get ground allspice. But allspice and pimento, one and the same. And some miso paste here, and some freshly ground nutmeg. So just much like I talk about black pepper, that you should never get that stuff in the can because it tastes like nothing. They're nutmeg, okay? Just it's a night and day difference in terms of the flavor. All right? Use a microplane. A microplane. And they have them in different sizes and whatnot. And then, in addition to that, we're going to add vinegar because to have a proper one, you have to have vinegar. So we're going to use apple cider vinegar. We're going to add soy sauce. And we always use the one with the mother if we're using apple cider vinegar. And they always add a little bit of oil to it. So this is oil that I've had for a while that's from a can of sun-dried tomatoes. So it's olive oil, so we're going to put that in there and finish that up. And that's it. Oh, thank you, baby. So, okay, so here we go. All right. So somebody follow along with me, make sure I'm good. So we have the scallion, the ginger, garlic. So y'all want the seeds out? Is that a consensus?
Stop playing, Mom.
All right. Yeah, that's true. Is that a consensus? I know the loud ones might be saying it, but is everyone?
Hey, remember
Like
your,
it hot.
yeah,
So,
remember
Okay.
your loud one's been with you for a while.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right, and I love it. Okay. All right. So y'all heard it. So I'm just gonna take the stem off.
We gotta train these baby matters.
Rashid, don't kill me. Let me just.
You got a chaser back there, brother?
Oh.
I'll
Uh-oh.
get you a soda. I'll be glad to get you something to chase.
All right, and I'm gonna just juice this lime. Y'all are funny. All right. Come again? I didn't. I don't need that much.
How would the chickpeas do?
We have 10, 12. Somebody set their alarm.
Oh,
7 minutes.
they smell good.
All right, what else am I missing? All the spices and then the liquids, right? Fresh lime always just smells amazing. Okay. And just all right, so we got the lime. So I'm going to add all these spices in, okay? I've already told y'all what it is.
And what was that chunk?
Miso paste.
Oh.
And then, how much apple cider vinegar?
1/4 of
All right. And then a 1/4 cup of soy sauce as well? All right. Anything else? Thyme.
It's on the plate. Tablespoon of thyme.
Okay, thank you.
Do you use the
The time is after the cinnamon. Is it supposed to be up to the cinnamon?
Yeah, it's up to the time.
Or? Oh, up to.
It's required in their flavor profile. That's required.
when you blend it, do you blend the stick because it sticks and leaves, right?
So when I use it first time, no. So the woody ones like rosemary and thyme, no, you want to strip it. So all you just do is just go against it and just strip it.
Okay.
That's it. But so then you will have to see me do it. I brought the dry one.
Great tea for high blood pressure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But she said it's good for high blood pressure.
Yes.
Thyme.
It's good for a lot of things. That's why it's my favorite herb, actually. And it's after my name, since my name means time. But the other kind of time. All right, that's everything. Y'all sure? Okay.
Everything's on the plate, right?
You put the coconut sugar, the coconut.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the spice.
All right, we're going to just go with it. All right, here's our jerk sauce. Now, a few weeks ago, we used dark soy sauce for the tempest management for Indonesia. We would use it here to make it darker. That's the difference between the two bags here, in case you were wondering. One was dark soy sauce, one's regular. So for all you brave hearts and want some extra on yours, this is for you, okay? All right, so hopefully this pan is hot now. Yes, I feel some type of heat. All right, so I'm gonna take, this is the one, the dark, I did it so I could distinguish it between the 1 pepper and the 3 peppers. All right, so we're gonna just put this in the pan and cook it. It's the 1 pepper with the dark soy sauce. Yep. I want people to be able to walk out of here and feel good about themselves. Okay. All right. I shouldn't let all that liquid out because I'm not going to cook that off. Till it starts to get a little bit crispy. So typically 10 minutes, and if I hadn't accidentally dumped all that water in, it would have been a little bit quicker. But what would be awesome if I could have my husband and a volunteer come up here and start getting the tacos prepared after you wash your hands, and there's some gloves in there as well. And put the avocado crema on the bottom of the different taco shells. And the plantain, let's start with just 1 plantain per taco. And then when this is done, we'll start adding these in and you all can start eating. And then we'll top it with just a little bit of cilantro if you want and a little bit of the jerk sauce if you so choose. Okay? So what now? I didn't bring them. I didn't bring them. It was in my mind and I just didn't follow through with it. I moved on to something else like I typically do. All right. So we won't be pouring all this sauce in there because now it's going to take a little bit of a minute. How much time left on the chickpeas, Angela? To get y'all served with the
2 minutes.
Okay.
55 seconds.
All right, so while that's going, when I make a Caesar salad, it's typically with romaine lettuce, how we do it today. But because we always want to add those cruciferous vegetables in, I like to mix it with kale. So I like to do 1/3 kale to 2/3 romaine. And so apparently, like Harris Teeter, they were just slack yesterday. They hadn't restocked. So normally the kale I would normally buy, they were sold out. And so this is the only organic kale they had. So it has some cabbage and carrots in there, which I think is good. So we're going to use this, and I've already chopped up this bowl of romaine. So what we're going to do is, if you all remember from the regular kale salad, you massage the kale, okay? Who remembers why we massage the kale? It tenderizes it. What else does it do? It increases the flavor by reducing the bitterness that can come with it. The cell walls are broken down, so then it becomes more bioavailable to your body, and then you'll be able to digest it better as well. And then it looks like it's awake, because right now it looks a little bit sleepy in this tight, stuffy bag. The bright green lets you know I'm ready for you to eat me. I'm ready for you to enjoy me and add nutrients to your body. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. So I didn't want to put the salad dressing on this because this could wilt very quickly. This is very hearty. So we're going to go ahead and mix this up. I need a bowl, babe. Yeah. Okay. Yes, fine. All right, thank you. Okay. It's that time in the class where y'all start drifting on me, so I gotta step it up. I'm coming. Y'all about to eat. Okay. Mine, I have very small hands. Okay. All right. You see all this liquid? I might need to pour some of this out because it's going to take a little while for that to get crispy.
So did they get crispy when you start to put it in the pan?
Yes. Gets little crispy bits.
Yeah.
And then that's when it's ready to serve.
All right,
Timer's going off? All right, thank you. Wait, you mind pouring some of this liquid out? It's always get stuck on my ring. Crap. I gotta get another glove. Screw it. Y'all can hear it. And when they cool completely, that's when they're ultra crispy. Yes, these are our croutons. Because you couldn't see, but it's our croutons. Okay. All right. We're almost there. Thank you, babe. It's fine. Because it was never gonna. It's gonna take too long. Yeah. Then I'll put the other batch in without all the liquid. All right. Then want this dressing to get all of my wedding rings. So, yeah. I was gonna use tongs, but yeah, you can do that too. Whatever you say. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna do the kale first because it just requires a little bit more attention. Let's start with that much.
And that's the salad dressing that we made?
Yes. So as you all know or recall that this starts to deflate by about a third to a half. And there's no set time. You know, you don't have to do this. If you like the how it is out the bag or out of your garden, do it like that. But for the masses, people prefer it tender, a little tender. So.
Do you, when I'm, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna ask, when you're massaging, do you always do the dressing first? Or you can do it without?
You can massage it with just a quarter teaspoon of salt and a squeeze of lemon juice. That's all you need. That's how I typically do it with the other kale salad. Yes. So remember when we talk about eating salads or any kind of raw vegetable that you should have something, what's that? Oh. When you have some kind of raw vegetable that you need to consume it with a fat, a whole fat, why is that? Who recalls? When you're eating something like a salad, some kind of raw vegetable that you should have some type of whole fat source, not necessarily oil, but a whole fat source. Why is that? Yes. She came back winning, Nicole. Yeah, so the fat soluble vitamins in there, like the vitamin A and the vitamin K, are fat soluble. So you need to have some type of fat for it to be fully absorbed in the body. So what's our fat source in this bowl? When you eat this, what's the fat source? The sunflower seeds. Yes. So this looks different, right? It's deflated. So we're good there.
Do you not massage your kale before you?
If I'm making the salad that y'all like, I do. But normally, I like it. I just like it raw. I had to acquire the taste for bitter, so I like my veggies raw. But when I make for other people, I don't do that. Yeah. No. No oil. The only oil we used today was in the jerk season, and I told you that's from the leftover from the sun-dried tomatoes. Yep.
What was the sesame? The sesame oil is for the chickpeas, right?
Yes. That's okay. That's okay. I didn't use any sun-dried tomatoes. I just the one can I bought a while ago that was with oil, because I don't usually buy it with oil. I just drained the oil off into that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and I use it sparingly. All right.
And what kind of oil is in the sun-dried?
Olive.
Olive, okay.
This particular one. Some of them are with canola,
Yeah.
and you don't want that. You should not be using canola. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get you all served with the salad, because you know you need to eat your greens first. All right, I need this little thing. We'll start with this smaller bowl, and we can always make more. It's still hot. Okay. All right. Save some of those. Okay. So we've got salad. Huh? You can use whatever bean you know. I was just trying not to use the bread croutons. That's all. Yeah. So this is you can use like cannellini beans. They crisp up really well in the oven. See, that's enough for everybody, I think. Okay. Well, yeah, you can if you want to. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Everyone have, huh? And yeah, no, or you can, what bowl you want to use to massage yourself? You got one? Okay, yeah. Okay. All right, how's this look to y'all? I'm just curious what your thoughts are. You can, yes. All right. Y'all ready for some tacos? Yeah. All right. Okay, good. Okay. What do y'all think about the chickpeas instead of bread? It's good? Okay. Outside of croutons, like this, it's a great snack. So especially if you're not a sweet snack person, you can make a big old batch of these chickpeas. And again, whatever flavor you like, it'll take that on. And it gets super crispy. And so instead of like potato chips or something like that, you know, you could do chickpeas. And you get fiber and protein and healthy fats. Wholesome. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. All right. Everybody got salad? Okay. Yeah? She approved, y'all. Okay. Yay. She made the request, so I had to make sure she approved. Okay. All right. That's what's up. And it doesn't hurt my feelings if you don't like it. I can't please everybody. I just try. Okay. All right, so this is good. So I'm going to cook the other ones. Oh, apparently I should have made even more dressing. Okay.
Can you black beans?
You can use whatever that you like. It's not prescriptive. Yep, it's not prescriptive. This is just one idea. And if you want to use croutons, then use croutons. I was just trying to show you all a healthier spin on it. Okay. So again, just use it with intention. Use it with intention.
What's wrong with olive oil?
Okay, I don't like to say right or wrong or anything like that. It's just oil, period. It's super processed. It's very calorically rich and not a whole lot of nutrients there. So it's just something to be conscious of because most oils will, you know, that gets into your blood and whatnot. Even though, no, I'm not going to add the other one in there. Even though they claim it's heart health, it's not. So use a whole fat, like I always say, instead of olive oil, eat the olive. There you go. That's why I don't say vegan. Whole food plant-based. Because now those big companies that are poisoning on this side of the fence, they want to poison on the other side of the fence. It's ridiculous. All right, so this is the one with the 3 Scotch Bonnets. But both batches were de-seeded. Okay, so I didn't put the seeds in. So if that matters to you or not. So we'll let these cook up. All right, so now we're going to get the tacos going.
Explain the Scotch bonnet.
You said phrase? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a pepper that is native to West Africa and used throughout the Caribbean, and it has a lot of heat, but you can still actually taste the fruitiness of the pepper. That's why it's used. It's not just heat. And then when you don't put the seeds in, it makes it, because the capsaicin is in the seeds, and so when you remove the seeds, it decreases the perceived heat level on your tongue. And so I did not put those seeds in. If you can't find Scotch Bonnets, you can use habaneros in its place. They're less hot than Scotch Bonnet, but they don't have that the flavor that Scotch Bonnets have. And also, as another tip, if you're still trying to increase your heat tolerance, you can get a whole pepper like the Scotch Bonnets that we had, and put it in whole and just poke a knife hole through it, 1 or 2 knife holes through it, so you'll get a little bit of heat to come out that can help build up your tolerance without. And then you can always discard it at the end or compost it at the end, and that way you can start to handle heat better. And then the next thing you can do is just take the seeds out, and the next thing you do is leave the seeds in. Okay, just gotta cook this off. Oh, now we gotta lay out the tacos with the crema. All right. So the other thing we're gonna do, we're gonna pass these around. Yes, ma'am. I didn't see that. Take one and pass it. In my opening spiel, I meant to segue into magnesium, and I forgot. So this is a handout about magnesium, and this is why when you use like the magnesium spray, why it's important, just to help, you have something tangible to. Yes, you can't overdose on it. You can, yes. So. Okay. So I would like for you all to take one, pass it around. This is what your mousse will go in. Mousse/pudding will go in that. Yeah, compost and Jackie's compost bag right there. It's good for everything. It's 300 reactions in the body that uses magnesium. So, like I said, it depends on when and how you take it and what form you take it in, what it's actually doing. But it's something that your body really needs, and that because we live in this country, most Americans are very deficient in because it's not in the soils in great numbers as it used to be. So everyone should be supplementing with that. I put a half teaspoon of chili oil on the chickpeas. Yep. And remember, so the chickpeas, guys, if they had cooled all the way, then they would come out fully crispy. But y'all ready to eat. So, all right, so this one is the one I did with peanut butter. Okay, so it's just peanut butter, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and the silken tofu. And this is homemade peanut butter. And then, so it's not that sweet. And then this one is with the hazelnut butter. Okay. Plantain. Yep. Might want to bring it over here. Yep. And then we have the tongs. Oh, okay.
Sometimes we recommend to people to like try different variations of it to see which one helps you the most.
So short answer is yes.
Okay.
The one that, so the magnesium oil is a misnomer. There's actually no oil in it. When you take the distilled water and the magnesium flakes and they melt together, it feels slippery and oily. That's where the name magnesium oil comes from, but there's no oil in it. So it's not a moisturizer. The form that we use is the form that's best absorbed through the skin, huh?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of cilantro.
The other ones aren't as good.
So the other one, as I said, it's so many forms of them. Some of them are better if you digest them. Some of them are better through the skin. So some are better through it just depends on which form. So this is magnesium citrate, which is the most bioavailable form of magnesium when you take it transdermally, and this is the way that we're applying it.
And how often?
As much as possible, really once a day. So if you're trying to resync your circadian rhythms and you want to start your day peaceful and relaxed, do it in the morning. If you want to have a restful sleep and just relax and zone out, do it at night. You can do both. You can't overdose on it. It's not like that. And the thing is, if you feel itchy or burny when you first apply it, it's because you're very deficient in it, and you just got to keep doing it, and then that will subside as your stores come up.
Okay, these are the baby mouths. So if you want a baby mouth, hold your hand up, okay?
With the sauce or without the sauce? Will you open this? And then I guess go around. If y'all want additional jerk sauce on it, absolutely.
Just take some. I want the full effect.
That's good.
Yeah.
You want some sauce? The jerk sauce? Cilantro. Did you want some sauce? Okay. Huh? So he already finished the almond shells. Now he's the whole wheat and then the white. Okay. Yeah, I got enough for everyone to get one. Because I was like, cut them in half. It's going to be weird to fold it and it'll fall out. So. So the crema goes down first, and then a plantain. Okay. Okay. Is it too spicy for the ones that had the less? Is it spicy? It's spicy. Okay. Leon, it's spicy. Okay. It's spicy. Okay. Not spicy. Not spicy. Oh, yeah, okay. You sweating over there? You need a paper towel, Leon? Okay. Okay. What you think? Is it spicy? You tiptoeing? Okay.
What's the plantain go with?
The taco. In the taco. Everyone's gonna get it should normally be like 3 plantains. So the plantain and the avocado will subdue the heat, but it's a lot of y'all, so everyone's gonna get at least 1 plantain. Balancing that, yes. And if we had enough for everybody, it would be like 2 or 3 plantain with the heat, then with the avocado, and yep. Yeah, it's the recipe will call for 3 slices of plantain per taco. So we did that in class before, and it's on the website already, but it's baked. So my cheat, so that's not deep fried, I take 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I mix that around. I slice the plantain, and I lightly coat it in that. I bake it on parchment paper, flip it halfway through. When it comes out, you put it back, which I did not do. You put it back in that same mixture, but you add in a tablespoon of coconut nectar, and then you eat it, and it's very good. I do not. I already did it before class. Yes, it's usually served right. You usually can find a coconut nectar right beside the coconut aminos, because it's the same company that makes that. Well, there's other companies that make it, but they're always there together, and it's delicious. It's another natural sweetener that's low on the glycemic index. Okay, so this is starting to look real good to me. This is looking great. All right, I think we're there. You got the sauce?
Where were the other baby mouths at?
Leslie sent me. What time is it? Okay. So we're coming in the home stretch. Dessert is out and ready. I will go around and help serve it. Okay. And since we're winding down class, if anybody wants sea moss or magnesium oil, I do have it in the refrigerator. Okay. And then cilantro on top of your taco. Cilantro. Okay. Yes, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much. I don't even taste spice in that one. Yeah, the small one's the peanut butter, and the big one is the hazelnut butter. Yeah, with this scooper, you can probably do 2 or 3 scoops of that.
Okay, I'm on
Yeah. So whoever wants peanut butter.
Who wants peanut butter?
Okay. Okay. Y'all can try both. There's just less peanut butter one. The peanut butter is less sweet. She a mess. Doesn't this look amazing? I just love look at that. This is the one with the 3.
That's the hot one.
So a lot of your trace minerals that you don't get in your traditional diets are in mushrooms, like selenium. So this is something that you want to make sure you try to incorporate. Now, as a person who used to be allergic to mushrooms, I thought I was allergic to all mushrooms, but hey, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Slightly? Because I can barely hear myself. So, and they also have vitamin D, okay? It's another product that you can eat animal-free but that's not synthetic vitamin D, that has real vitamin D. So when they grow some of the mushrooms, if they expose them to UV light, that's how they get the vitamin D in them. So it's something to incorporate. So if you think you don't like mushrooms or you're allergic to them, there's so many types of mushrooms. I'm sure there's one out there for you. So there's kind that you eat, and there's kind that's medicinal because they are just amazing things. Amazing, like the reishi mushroom, turkey tail mushroom. They just do great things for the body. So these king oyster mushrooms or oyster mushrooms are the mushrooms you should start with if you think you don't like mushrooms. Like I still don't particularly like portobellos and all that, but these, no issue. I think as the rise of this plant-based movement has happened, a lot of them use it as meat replacements. So, but they're so healthy for you. They're so healthy for you. Okay. No. You won't see my recipes with those. You will not see that. Yeah, because if I can't taste test it and like it, I can't in good conscience bring it to you all.
What are the other ones?
Okay. In terms,
The ones they sell at the store a lot.
shiitake, maitake, baby bellows, white, button, portobello, oyster, king oyster. Those are the main ones you see a lot. Then there's lion's mane, which are good. People like to use this like
Do you cook that one?
I don't know. It's very hard to find and it's very pricey, but people use it as like a steak replacement. And I haven't had it that way, but that's how it goes. Yeah. Yes. And again, for the ones that are spicy or whatnot, when you make it at home, you would have 2 to 3 plantains in there, right? We just don't have enough plantain for everybody. Speaking of plantain, I didn't even mention this before. When you see your plantain like this, do not throw it out. When this gets all the way black, that's when it is fully ripe, and then that's when they can be consumed raw. If it still has the yellow, it has to be cooked. When it's like this is when we, as in West Africans, use the plantain. So this is the plantain that's in your taco, all right? When they're lighter, like when they're more yellow or green, they're not sweet and all of the minerals and stuff aren't there yet. But you want it like this. So when they get like this, I make plantain bread, which I'll probably do in here in another week or two. And because I can't eat bananas, so I make plantain bread. Yes, the darker it gets, the sweeter it gets, but that's when all of the minerals are present. Correct. But the difference with bananas, you can eat them raw at any stage, technically.
Right, but like making them in a recipe.
You want it to be, you don't want it to be, when a regular banana is black, it's bad. You want it to be spotty. Yeah. Sorry.
We need some more wraps.
Yeah, there's another pack. I'm sorry. I can't hear you. I can't.
Can you repeat the information about the plantain?
Okay. Okay, if I can get everybody's attention, please, because it's hard to speak over everybody because they couldn't hear me. So I was talking about plantains. So here are some plantain. When this one gets all the way black, that is when it's fully ripe. When it's fully ripe is when you can consume it raw. I like to use fully ripe plantains if I want to make an ice cream or if I want to make plantain bread because I'm allergic to bananas and I can't have bananas. And I make plantain bread when they're fully ripe. When they're like this, the plantains that are in your tacos, this is how they look before I open them. This is when they are sweet and they're soft but still firm. When it gets like this, it's totally soft and you don't want to bake them like that. So this is the riper it gets, the more of its minerals are present. Now, if this were bananas like this, you don't want to consume this banana at this point. You want a banana to still have spots on it for it to be sweet. Okay, the riper the banana gets is when all of its minerals and vitamins are fully present. The riper it is, because you're supposed to eat fruit ripe. In this country, we eat so much unripened fruit, and you don't get all the medicinal benefits of that fruit. You don't get it because you're eating it ripe, especially if they pick it early and then they artificially ripen it, right? So try to have it wait as long as possible. If you want to make this at home, your taco should have 2 to 3 plantains per taco, and it should look like this. When it's like this, you can still use it, but I would use it for ice cream or for plantain bread personally.
How do you make a plantain bread? That's the first I've heard of it.
I have a whole food plant-based recipe of plantain bread. I love it. So when I let them get like this, and then I use 3 of these, and I use oat flour. There's no oil or anything, but it's delicious. I'll make it in here. I'll make it in here. Yeah. Okay, can I get y'all's attention? Any other questions or comments before we conclude our class? You like the taco? Okay. Yeah? Okay. Okay, Leon. I was not expecting that. Better. Okay. Okay. It's just something different. That's all.
The regular is still baby mouth.
Yeah, I remember I didn't take, the seeds aren't in either one of them. So I would have left the seeds in and still added a few more.
It's good though. Right. But it's good.
Okay.
But we need some heat.
We need some heat, exactly. It ain't, it's not jerk if it's not spicy. All right, any other comments or questions? Okay. Next Sunday. Yep. We'll be here next Sunday. All right, guys. Well, class is adjourned. Thank you all so very much. We got, thank y'all. Y'all so kind. Y'all so kind. Huh?